Sharon and his fans, you know,
Yeah,
he really did.
I think he built himself up and worked through his health stuff to get to that concert where he sounded fantastic.
Warrior Island, a paradise of sun, sea, and second chances, where creators fly in for fame and lawyers fly in for opportunity.
It's me, Corona Believer.
I'm ready for them at this point to say, let's change all the stoplights so red means go and green means stop.
Yeah. That would be great.
And how I am right now is how I am all the time. What you see is what you get. If you don't like it, sorry.
Tori, say it, Tori. Say it, Tori.
Lisa, it's not midnight. I can't drop the F-bomb on Lisa's channel.
Listen, this person doesn't need a guardian and therefore shouldn't be given a guardian.
So many victims that want to tell their story.
There's a man named Robbie.
The Burmese. Oh, it's just gonna squeeze it and make it come out. Oh, it's the jizz.
Very grateful to come back.
Hey, hey, hey. Happy Sunday Fun Day. What's going on, everybody? How are you doing tonight? Crazy, crazy, crazy day. I've had a lot of fun today. Been doing a little bit of cleanup, hanging out and chilling, you know, on a nice Sunday afternoon. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. I hope you had a great day. Oh, look. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, G Sky. I love those. I think those are so cute. Some of you know, I just realized you get those things whether they're gifts from Jules. There's another one. Thank you, Anne. I think they're so cute. I just learned about them like yesterday, I believe. Yeah, I forget the days. So how are you guys doing tonight? We got Robbie coming on. Richard will be here in a little bit. He's going to explain the recent filings in the Fed 2 case that he is still in, and explain how basically the last order that came out is actually a bonus for him and not, you know, what everybody thinks it is, which is like a win for Jay. You know, every time, you know, there's some type of denial or something, Jeremy thinks it's a win. No, it's really not. Until there's a final order, there's no win at all. But we know all about that now, don't we? Dismissed with prejudice. We know all about that. Hello. Patty, thank you so much. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all of you. There's Richard. Richard's in the chat. He'll be up here in a bit. Hey, John Cook. Hi, Mary. Doing my hellos early. It's interesting to to try and keep the flow going, when it's just me talking up here. Gabe is inside. I'm not sure if he fell asleep yet, but we've been just chilling and having leftovers from yesterday's barbecue and hanging out. Tori has left. She left me. Oh my god, I don't know what to do. But she left. She gone. She gone. And I'm so bummed out because she won't be here for my birthday. As you guys know, it is my birthday week. Yes, it is. It is my birthday. My birthday is actually on Saturday. You know, the number 16, not 15, Todd. Get it right. It's 16. 16. So, yeah, so my birthday Saturday, so we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have some people popping by, and we'll maybe go live or something. I'm not really sure how we're going to do it, but we'll do something. Hey, Kim Chess. Pandera, hello, Pauletta, Iman, Bonnie, Lori J. What's going on? John Cook, hey, little bit. I don't know where Gabe is to do his dance, but he's not here at the moment. He's inside. I didn't even say I'm going live. All I know is he asked me a question, and I said, yeah, but I'm done. He said, okay. So, thank you, Monica. Should I like to happy birthday to me? No, I'll wait till Saturday. Hey, Trisha. Marla, what's going on? Hello. Hey, Kevin Jays. So is there anything specific? I mean, I'm just kidding. Should I get right into it? Present companion, Georgia on air quotes, mental. Sorry. I love that, the air quotes mental break. Oh my god, thank you so much for your super chat, hon. Air quotes mental break. That was great. Hope all the moms had a wonderful day today. Yes, absolutely. Strictly! Thank you, Strictly. Oh, gosh, I love that lady. She's so sweet. I tell you what, the one thing I am bummed about is that Strictly's not here for my birthday. I am definitely bummed about that. I wish you could all be here, but I really and truly wish Strictly was here. She's just so cool, man. I love hanging out with cool peeps, you know. Hi, Steffi Sue. Hi, what was I thinking? Hello, everyone. Hello. All right, so as you know, the Boring Hells show tonight. I mean, to me, that's my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. You know, he's trying to stay away from this for some odd reason. I don't know. Martha looked fine driving with her son to Ohio. Yeah, I'm sure. Sure she did. And you know what? Am I actually, what am I spinning? What's going on? Can you guys see me okay? See me. Yeah. Well, am I spinning? Is there a problem with YouTube? Is it good? I am spin. Yes. Good. I'm good. Yes. See you. Okay. You're fine? Okay. All right. So, hey, Dreamweaver. Hey, Lucy. Hi, Sylvie. Okay, I'm fine. All right. Good. So yeah, so hey, that's great. Like I said before, all we wanted him to do was stop hurting people, right? And for whatever reason, that stopped him, he seems to be chill on it. In other people's chats, though, just on his own live, but in other people's chat, he's foaming at the mouth because he just can't contain himself. So tonight, what he did, as most of you know, is he pulled like an AA on his channel, I guess, because he needed his friends. And he tried to make it all about women and Mother's Day. But the funny thing is he made his whole little stories about his mom as a kid growing up. But did he wish his own mom a happy Mother's Day? Started talking about the biblical sense of a woman and being alone. And I was like, oh, God, here we go. Anyway, to me, he needed his friends. So they're all, there popping up for him, being there for him because apparently he is alone. And Anyway, looking quite scruffy too. You notice that? Look scruffy. Yeah, as soon as I saw what he was doing, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm like, I'm not watching this. But I did get so many people emailing me because you guys have got eyes, man. You guys got eyes. But anyway, so we started telling everybody that George needs a break. George needs a break. And because today is her birthday. Yes, it is her birthday. So you know what? I mean, we're going to do this because congratulations to you, George. I know that your brain is free of something. So I'm going to even hand this out to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. You know what happened a year ago today? I was served with Fed 2 papers. And here we are a year later, and that's dismissed with prejudice. And according to her, she was not going to be there after these court cases were done. So it's a big question going on right now. And, everybody's wondering, where's George? Where's George? She hasn't been on the live in 2 weeks. She wasn't on the Boss Babes thing, I guess. So it's a mental break. Well, I find it funny that, Fed 2 was dismissed a little bit ago, right? She didn't drop and leave then. But I do find it funny that after the 911, which wasn't a 911 call, shit show, it was a call to the sheriff where I made the report against Hales, her, and Deanna West that Jeremy takes off. She's also gone, not to be seen, and it's all about a mental break, right? Do you believe all that? I don't believe a mental break, not one bit. I would believe that the thought of her getting arrested for the shit he put her up to doing, because I do believe that. I do believe he's put her up to doing it. That's my opinion, but that's what I believe, right? Because she wasn't like that before. She jumped in and started doing it with him, and there's a reason, okay? But, I mean, I'm learning lots of shit from people that personally know these people, and a lot of people say she was a mean girl always. So hey, I don't know. I really don't know, but I find it ironic timing with lots of things these days. That all of a sudden she's taken off or whatever. But if he wants to call it a mental break, let him. Who are we? To really say, but it's going to take him a minute, apparently, to grab her and bring her back, which is what he's most likely trying to do. Otherwise, why would he be praising her and her birthday today? What did he pull to? He pulled an oopsie. Isn't that what she calls it? Oopsie. He literally went to go live from his whatnot thing. I was literally turned it off because I turned it off before and then I went back to it because I got an email about something. Went back and I looked, it was towards the end. I said, okay, well, great. So that was a dud. Anyway, so and then someone messaged me and it was like, did you notice all the Elvis stuff is missing from George's side of that office or whatever? I'm like, seriously? I'm like, nice catch. And I went back and I looked and said, oh shit, it's gone. And literally within like 10 minutes, so many people emailed me screenshots of this. She's gone. So, yeah, so that's why the air quotes with the mental break was pretty funny to me anyway. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like she's gone. Now, whether she up and left herself or he got pissed off and packed her shit up, who knows? But it is gone. It's not there. So, hey. If I sit here and I fight with Gabe, I mean, it's never going to get to that point where he's walking out the door. But, if I'm sitting here fighting with Gabe, I mean, am I required to tell you guys? No. I mean, we're the Bickersons. We bicker all the time. So I say the same thing. There you go. None of us want to run. And she should, because she's got herself in a pickle. She definitely has herself in a pickle. And he should be scared because I think the only way she's going to really get out of it is by telling the truth. And she's got lots of truth on him, so he should kind of worry about that. I would think. Anyway, permanent mental break. Yeah, well, good for Patty. Wonder if he still has Green Ohio. Probably. Maybe she found out what's in Green Ohio. Who knows? Yeah, he barely had the 3K. I saw. I was like, well, well, it is Mother's Day. How many people we got here? 356. We're a little lower than we normally are. Because it is the holiday. It's not that much lower. I mean, he usually has almost, 6,000 at least, almost 7,000 people in there on a Sunday night. It's been going down. But, hey, I can't help that. That's his content. He chooses to put up, whatever he wants. And, whether or not people really care, I mean, that's up to them. Like I said, guys, I've been saying for a couple of days, you can go watch anybody you want. I'll tell you to go over there. But if you're we see you trashing us, and we're not going to let you chat in our. You can watch us, but it's not going to let you chat. So let's see what else was there. Blah blah blah. That mental break was so funny, but I do find it funny how he didn't wish his own mother a happy Mother's Day. Just because he doesn't talk to her. That's why. But he wants everybody to think he has, some kind of relationship, and they're all special and stuff. And if you ask me, the only one he was kissing ass to was George being a mom and it being her birthday. And but with all the God talk he started doing, he's such a hypocrite, talking about being alone, talking about women and what women are to men, and I just thought it was, crazy because here it is. It's coming from the guy who tries to control every woman around him. Everyone that works there, his girlfriend, other channels run by women. He has an issue with women, and that's pretty obvious. But he said one thing he did say towards the end was he was too forgiving. Maybe he's too forgiving. That cracked me up. I was like, this guy is too forgiving? I don't think he's forgiving enough. At all, in fact. I don't know. Maybe he needs to speak to his mom. If that's what she's talking about, to be forgive, how to show forgiveness or be, forgive. Then maybe he needs to go talk to his mother, because Lord knows he's not talking to her. But anyway, so any questions in regards to that? Because that's all it was. He basically brought AA over to his show tonight. I spit my drink out when he said it. Yeah. So there's the commentary and reaction to his show tonight. But what's funny is he's been in other chats talking, and we're going to ask Richard if Richard wrote my cease and desist that I sent out. Speaking of cease and desist, though, hi Georgia, Woosterhead incoming. In my opinion, if George truly left, he probably was trying to keep her content because he knows the most about her. Yeah. He is toxic between those who stand him. Yeah, and I'm not trying to say kudos to George and give her. I'm not giving her any kind of an out at all. But I can only imagine the 6th season. 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry. It's Robbie. Hold on. Give it 2 seconds. If I can find my mouse, I can mute it for you. Hold on. Hello. Okay, it's Robbie. He'll be on in a minute. So yeah, I agree, Lacey. He's so forgiving that he'll sue the pants off you. Yeah. If somebody goes out and files for a restraining order, will they go before the judge? I have that. Would be funny. She's a mingle. That's what everybody that knows her is telling me. That knows her previous to, the stuff that she's doing now. So maybe she just came into her own and whatever. I don't feel for George at all. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not asking anybody to, trust me, because I don't at the same time as, because see, I was friends with George, and I really didn't want to go against her, but at one point it was like, how look what she's doing. How could you not? You know what I mean? Like, this is not right what she's doing. So and I tried to give her an out in certain things, and it just couldn't do it no more. Just couldn't do it. She's just as guilty. And if you guys heard that call to the sheriff when I reported them, I said so, and they asked me if I wanted to prosecute them. I said I want to prosecute each one of them, and I mentioned them by name, I believe, but each one of them I wanted them prosecuted. So, we'll see what happens. But it's on there. I didn't even have to. All I had to do was explain a couple things. The sheriff said that's cyber harassment. I said I know exactly. Thank you. So. At least a couple of years ago, you put your hand out for her in friendship and she didn't respond. Yeah, that's true. That is true. They both made their beds down. Yep. Consequences are hard. That's right. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be called consequences now, huh? Yeah. So, anyhow, so that's pretty much it. I mean, talking about biblical women and stuff. But I was just yeah. Honey, you're afraid of them warriors, and I'm one of them. I can tell you that. But keep it going. But back to the cease and desist stuff. People who have been served cease and desist at this point have already broken the cease and desist. So it's pretty funny. Apparently, there's going to be a tell-all tomorrow. So we'll see about that. I suggest someone speak to a lawyer before she does that. And here's the funny thing, guys, there's really nothing to worry about as far as that goes. It's literally the fact that someone can try to betray you so much. There's really nothing, no secrets you could tell. There's nothing that's going on. Is the guy bluffing? Is he not? Everybody was asking, is she a mole? I don't know. Is she a mole? I don't know. He's saying he's noticed since she was 4 years old. Is that true? Is it not true? Are they both from Nebraska? I mean, is that true? Is it not true? He says he calls Tammy up on the phone all the time. Is it true? Is it not true? Who knows? But the problem is that he's saying shit on his channel, and he's stating it as fact, which is getting her into deep shit. Because she is facing a lawsuit. So is he, and he thinks he doesn't care, whatever, that's fine. But I think she cares. And I would really suggest her to talk to a lawyer. Because if she's listening to any of those idiots, she'd be fooled. She'd be a fool. She should talk to a lawyer about it before going on any show and talking to anybody. And that would be the smartest thing she could ever do. Celebrities do shit like that. So she should really think twice about just sitting there opening up her mouth and then changing her entire life because of it. So if he's speaking the truth, he just threw her under the bus. Exactly. And what's sad is that she's foolish enough to think, no, he would never do that to me. You're right. He would never trash you at all. Because didn't he already? Yeah. But anyway, so they're saying that. We got Tug. Tug's posting shit saying anti-Hailstream the last 2 nights were dumb as hell to have. Why? Because Lisa just proved the cease and desist were sent as harassment. Really? No, the cease and desist was sent to you as a warning. And actually, I'm supposed to send that to you if I'm planning on suing you, you dumbass fool. That's how it works. What's up, Robbie?
Hey, hello.
Hey. Where you been? What you doing?
I was making my ceviche.
Oh. How was your day today on Mom's Day?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
My weekend was fun.
Oh, I'm sure. I am so sure. So sure. Well, that's goody. We can talk about the swing later. Okay. I know.
What happened?
What happened? What? No, nothing. Another boring one. Hey, you're asking about the Hells show?
Yeah, I don't watch them. So.
Well, I already did the commentary on it. So what does that tell you?
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, he basically brought AA onto his channel.
He brought who?
Boring. I don't know who the other person was, but Rob was there. Yeah. He needed his friends. So,
yeah, because she left him.
Well, he said she's on a mental break.
Guapo's right. She left him.
Well, he said she's on a mental break. But after his show was over and he started to go into his whatnot, he turned the camera a little too far to the left, and everybody saw how the eldest shelves are gone. There's nothing on them. And one of his mods, you know, the one that raised the GoFundMe stuff for him, turned around and maybe they were just dusty. I'm like, okay. Yeah, that's it. And then he turned around and said he was having technical difficulties. He fixed the camera. I was like, oh my God, you're such a dumbass. But you know, that's what I think. That's my opinion on it. But it was funny. I was like, oh, nice call. Because I just clicked it off. I was like, ugh. And then I was told that he turned the camera, and a lot of people saw that. And then I was getting emails like crazy about it. I'm like, well, I guess he really is gone. Mental breaks don't mean take all your shit. You know? But whether she took it or whether he got pissed off at her and boxed it up, who knows? You know, because he always changed shit around. If you look at the screenshots from the phone messages of him and her, or him and or Kat and Guapo, or you know what I mean, or you know, whatever, you'll see how much he goes after her. And as you know, Robbie, when they fight like that, he says a whole bunch of shit. She stole from him, you know, and all that kind of crap. So who knows what he, you know, who knows? I mean, technically, you know, is it our business? It's only our business because he says it's about their life. You get everybody invested in your life, and they want to know where the hell is yours. You know? But he's at liberty. Yeah. Is he at liberty to say? No, he's not. He's not. But, you know, stop playing your peoples. You know you have a show. Figure out what you're going to say and say it. Mental break obviously isn't working because you always prove to show something or open your mouth in a way that shows you're lying. So, either way.
It's funny because if you remember before, a while ago when she left,
yeah,
he said, we only show you this little bit of our life.
Yep.
And now he says, we show you our whole life.
Yep.
You know, he changes his whole song and dance to whatever fits the narrative.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I would literally talk to people who have seen him just sit there and think and ponder and stir up shit in his head. You could tell.
Yeah.
That's what they've said about him, that he sits there and thinks and ponders and, like, he's just, I don't know. To me, all kinds of evil. Oh my God, I'm still under liquid leaves. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me change that. No, it doesn't let me do that. How do I change my name? Hold on. There it is. Okay. Silly.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
All right. Rich is coming on, Robbie.
Is he?
Yeah, he'll be on a little bit. So what else was I going to say here? Okay, so, let me finish. So I was talking about the cease and desist letters, and guys, I gave them content for like a week. They're all going to go. Megan Tug's been on it for 2 days. Jay Hip was on it yesterday. He says he's got a tell-all with Tammy tomorrow. You hear this shit? He's already broke the cease and desist, so he's trying to like tempt me or whatever. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I had to legally send them out. My lawyer told me to send them out. I did. And that's all I need to do. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter at all what they say. So they can run with it, do whatever they want. But I can tell you, you know, everything's being kept as evidence. So, as you know, because that's how this all works. You got to keep the evidence. But anyway, so Tug's been posting a bunch of shit. And that's what I was just saying. There was a post. He was live today also. I didn't go over that yet. But I downloaded it already. But the post he put up says, anti-hell stream last 2 nights were dumb as hell to have. Why? Because Lisa just proved the cease and desist were sent as harassment. Well, what? That's funny. Yeah, that's what he said. No, the cease and desist are a warning that if you don't cut your crap.
How is that harassment when you're sending a warning?
Exactly.
That is not harassment.
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh,
what he
you're
said.
an idiot.
It's here in his print. That's what he said. That it's proved cease and desist was sent as harassment. A cease and desist is a warning that if Tug did, Scampy, he posted it. I'm reading it actually off the post right now. But a cease and desist is sent as a warning. If you do not retract all the negative, whatever shit, copyrighted shit, if you don't remove all of it and you continue to do such and such and such, you're opening yourself up to a lawsuit. And in certain states, you have to send a cease and desist so that they can retract and have the opportunity to do so. So that is why 3 of them got that cease and desist. Tammy's cease and desist is a little different. Okay. And Tammy knows why it's different. And I suggest Tammy go and talk to a lawyer before she ever gets on anyone's show. I don't care if it's a Lisa Lee supporter. She should go and get confirmation from a lawyer that she should do that, because a lawyer will tell her what she can and cannot say. And basically, it's not really much. But, you know, if she's going to talk on the topic of me, she can talk about it whenever else she wants. That's fine. But, yeah, so she's already been served that before she ever goes on a panel and discusses me. But anyway, so she goes, take the threats to Tammy J. One fucking word and I'm slapping a lawsuit on you so fast you won't be able to see straight. That's exactly true. This woman betrayed me, my team, my channel, my viewers. Absolutely. I did say that. This is not a threat. It's a promise, which means, Tammy J, you're not supposed to be sending out the copy of the cease and desist that you received to all these people. She should know that. It says it. Anyway, so that's not a threat. It is a promise, and that is fine for a legal. That is absolutely fine. That's not a threat, and that is exactly what's going to happen. That's not a threat at all. And one word, huh? What did Tammy allegedly do? Well, you know what, Tug? Let's just say you are pushing it all along, aren't you? You and Jay are doing exactly what you did to Michelle, with people hitting her up and trying to convince her of things. You're doing the exact same shit. And your posts are doing the exact same thing. So you're just trying to make sure you keep Tammy J out of here and away. And that's fine. No problem with that. She went on another panel. She laughed, not at Thule's. Really? Maybe, Tug, again, you don't comprehend. Innuendos are the same shit. When Jay's talking about my channel,
he sells junk.
Shit, it's the same shit. Okay? She doesn't have to say my name. Everybody knew what she was referring to and talking about. And that is not going to get, you know, she's not going to get away with it by doing that either. Yeah, Tug is trying hard to get Tammy. Oh, I know. And then they call her a mole, make legal threats, note conspiracy speculation. This coming from Tug. First off, I didn't call her a mole. I did not call Tammy a mole. It was a discussion. Well, is she a mole? I said, I don't know. Go back and listen, Tug, you dumbass. I never called Tammy a mole. I said, is she a mole? I don't know. Maybe she is. Maybe she isn't. Who knows at this point? Because Jay is saying that he's known her since he's 4 years old. And people say he's joking, but he was sure adamant about it yesterday. And he said it. He literally said it. He didn't say it in a joking way. So who's to say the truth? But he's putting her in a pickle. Absolutely. And if she's going to entertain that, then she is the biggest idiot I've ever met out of all of this. Because she has seen them do this, watched them do this, and agreed that they're idiots. And she goes walking right into it being an idiot herself. And that is my opinion. So let's see. No conspiracy, speculation, betrayal. I don't know. Robbie, do you feel betrayed, maybe?
No, I could care less.
Okay. I feel betrayed. Some of the people in the chat feel betrayed. Okay.
Well, that's you guys who got invested in her. I mean, to me, she's a person who just showed her colors, and I don't feel betrayed, but that's one person that I'll walk away from. I'll never have anything to do with. Who cares? You know,
Yeah.
she showed her true colors, and she's useless. She's just someone who makes fun of homeless people and all these. It's
well,
like
she used the excuse of wanting to laugh, and one of the innuendos on Jay's chat was that we don't laugh over here, right? It's not fun over here,
right.
Okay. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of hilarious, you know. I'm like, being that,
Right.
you know, yeah, you did. And there's plenty of videos to prove it, and you know the whole shut up thing with her and the shut up. I'm the one who started that. It was me, you know, and she just jumped on it, and then she just kept telling everybody to shut up. And that became her thing, which is fine. But like
the whole shut up thing started with "Shut Up, Robbie" because of the Kendra OF.
Right, exactly. And then it was
that was way before Jeremy was on this channel, way before anyone.
Exactly. And so, but it started here, and there was a "Shut Up, John Caps," and it was "Shut Up, Dan in the Corner." Remember all that?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is way before any of that. But the thing is, the innuendos were thrown in, and you know, and she wants to sit there and do that, and so they act like, oh, she didn't say anything because of that. And actually, yes, she did. You know, so was there betrayal? Yes, there was. People feel betrayed. I definitely feel betrayed. I invested in Tammy. You know, I didn't just, you know. There were times where, you know, we would talk. She would need to go backstage. We'd go backstage and we'd just talk. You know. So there was a lot invested in Tammy, and you know, we tried to help her pick things that she may want to talk about. We just tried to give ideas that she would enjoy being a part of with this. And anyway, so there was a lot done with Tammy. So Tammy, what is Tammy going to do? What kind of a tell-all? What is she going to say? There's no big ass secrets to tell. But the bottom line is, to be completely honest, she should definitely talk to a lawyer, but as much as she thinks like my cease and desist would be an attack on her or a threat to her, it's actually really looking out for her own best interest.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Whenever you receive any legal, talk to a lawyer before you do something stupid, because it could be a small thing or end up in a large thing.
Yeah. And, you know, we know damn well she doesn't have one. And if she's listening to them thinking Lisa's not going to do anything, well, they're mistaken. And Tammy should actually know better. But they're going to find out real quickly how Lisa's not playing. So they can, like I said, they can sit there and talk about whatever they want with this whole thing. They can laugh it off. They obviously don't realize because they're not saying it, right? Copyright infringement, jackasses. Look into it and try and figure out where you actually went wrong. Let's see if they can figure it out. Yes, you're thieves and you stole it and you profited from it, and I'm going to get that money back.
Yeah, that's a big thing. If they profited for it, their channels are monetized. That's a big thing.
Oh, it's way bigger than they're thinking about it. But it's funny because when they're reading things, they're thinking, oh, well, Lisa mocks this one, Lisa says that. And I tried to explain last night. It's like, I can go tit for tat with you with name calling. I mean, we could do that all day. We've done it. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to false accusations and you're stating things about me and my life, what I do, that is false, knowingly, I mean, you know it's false because you made it up.
Yeah.
If you made it up, that's defamation. It's not true. And you're putting out these fucking lies that are completely not true. And you know it because you're the one doing it. You know it. They have no proof of any of the bad shit that they're fucking saying. And they're harming my reputation. They're harming because I got the proof of the things that I've done. So everything like this fraud, the 56K, I have the proof of everything. And when I go into a courtroom, I'm going to prove them all to be a fucking liar.
Crocodile eye, Phyllis.
And the court's going to side with me. There's just no doubt. You know?
Right.
So anyway, they complain about lies and conspiracy while force-feeding them to their audience. Guys, tell me one thing right now. Even you trolls in the chat right now. Go ahead, tell me one thing I lied to you about. Tell me one thing. Name one thing. Just like I say, show me one piece of evidence that Michelle or John stalked Jeremy House. So I'm telling you, tell me one thing that I lied to you about. Just one. Just one.
All you've done is report on the documents and then call out the lies.
That's what I do here. That's what I do. So then he said, she even said, guys, she could have been the mole this whole time. Well, that's kind of funny considering they're saying I called her a mole. Well, what is it? Did I call her a mole? Or did I say, guys, she could have been a mole this whole time? Which is it? Because one would be saying she is, and one would say she could have been. Because I was talking with the chat when the mole topic came up. Because a lot of people were just talking about why the hell she would do this. What did she do? The question is, there's lots of questions. Who put those? Who created those questions? The reason the questions are there is because Jay Hip put them out there. Jay Hip made Tammy suspicious of to everybody. It's Jay Hip that did it. So you're welcome, Tammy J. Thank your new buddy for putting that on you. It wasn't me. I didn't say anything until you jumped your ass on his panel and was saying all this insinuation and stuff. And you wanted laughter. Well, your laughter.
Thank you, Harper.
It's about making fun of homeless people and drug addicts that have nowhere to go. And really, I'm not even going to go over that again. But that's like, really, that's your laughter? Yes, I did say she could have been. And he made it look like, and if he's friends with her since they were 4 years old, then what'd she do? Come on here and set me up? I said that exactly too, just like that. So, anyway, so that's for the day. And I'm pretty sure he said the same kind of shit on his live tonight. I don't know. Oh, Rich is here. Sorry, Rich. I didn't even hear you come in. Hold on.
Hey, Rich.
What's up, Rich?
Hello, Rich.
I'm good. Just had a tamale. I got a bunch of tamales.
I just had some ceviche. I made ceviche.
Really good. What kind of ceviche?
I love that. I put mango and everything in there. I had shrimp and also fish.
Good. That's awesome. That sounds really good. I love ceviche.
It's jalapenos.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be nice and spicy. That's the only way you can do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was very spicy.
Peps, thank you so much. Are you listening to all this, Rich?
I'm listening. Yeah, I listen. Jay Jip is a lightweight. I don't even know why you even get worried about that guy.
I'm really not worried about him. I'm just gonna.
Who don't even care? Come on. He's like a shit stain. He's a shit stain in the larger picture of life. You know,
it was more about the betrayal with Tammy. But my thing to you is they think that because the cease and desist came from me and not a lawyer, that it doesn't mean anything. Can you?
No, it means everything in the world.
Exactly.
You put them on notice. All the cease and desist does is put somebody on notice. So what are they going to say? That they didn't get it? Now they went on all their lives and started talking about it. So they're on notice. So if you take further legal action, or somebody else like me takes further legal action and brings them in a lawsuit, then they know full well that they were on notice.
Yeah, they can't even deny it. They've all opened it at this point. So
well, you know, even they opened it, they're talking about it. Like they could argue they didn't get the email, and then it could be like he said, she said. Did you send the email? When did you send the email? All you gotta do is take the video of them talking about it and say, "Look, Judge, they have notice."
Right?
Like, yeah, they had notice. Okay.
Yep. So what's going on with you?
Nah, nothing much. I had a good day today. It was a nice day.
Yeah.
You know what the thing is? This is like the last real weekend. I think like the season is like over, you know, like down in Florida. So it was tough because this past weekend was the last real weekend for all the farmers markets. You know, so I go to these German ladies that have a bread truck basically, and I pick up my stuff from them. And I was there yesterday, and I talked to them like, "Oh, what's going on?" I said, "This is the last week." It's like next week I'm going back to Germany, and I'll be back in October. I'm like, oh man, already. And so, you know, that's what happens down here in Florida, especially down in Southwest Florida. They get so many people that are, you know, they're gone, and now they're up in Massachusetts or New York or, you know, Illinois or wherever.
That's here too. That's here too in the villages. It's crazy, you know. A lot of them live down here. They from September, October till April, May.
Yeah, and they're all headed out now. They're all on the way out back up north. Everyone's going back for communions and graduations and all this stuff coming up. So I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay. I kind of like the farmers markets. You're not going to have them, but I'll just go out to the farm and get what I need. At this point, it doesn't matter. So
Sylvie, I have no control of that.
What?
Yeah.
On my volume.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is everybody else's volume okay?
Yeah. Rich is loud too.
You hear me? I got my microphone and everything. I got a microphone. Yeah. So my microphone works really well. You don't even see it. It's off. It's like kind of off camera, but it's a really good microphone. What's it called? Maono. It's a Maono microphone.
Robbie, talk.
What's up, Beardy? What's up, Beardy? Hello.
And Bearded is here.
I got your email.
My man Bearded. Everybody's got to subscribe to Bearded because he's putting out new videos now. I mean, him have been collaborating on him getting a new AI video editor. So there's going to be new Bearded shorts. It's going to be crazy. You think his stuff now is crazy? His stuff going forward is going to be even crazier. It'd be good.
That's cool.
Bearded's the man. So I wanted to come on tonight, Lisa, to talk about I guess it's misinformation, but that's kind of what we come to expect from Germ and his ecosystem.
Right.
About the order that came out by Judge Hinkle on Friday. Was it Friday that it came out, or Thursday night? Friday, somewhere around there.
I think it was.
And he gave a 2-page order. And for anybody that doesn't understand what's going on, this is what's going on. So I had the foresight to realize that after, well, two things happened. First, after when he puts in that motion to amend to do the third amended complaint.
Yeah.
I know obviously it's going to a third amendment complaint. And I put in that notice where I put in the notice of filing with that Randy shock at the fact he didn't confer with me. And then I showed again that he didn't confer with me. But I know very, very well the amendment's going to be allowed. I think the court even said that it was allowed before, and it's okay. It's allowed. And so I'm going to be filing my response to it this week coming up, and it'll hit the court docket this week. But I wanted to get on the record, the fact that service hasn't been completed yet. I wanted to be very, very clear. And in a word, that's really what this motion did. It showed that service is still an issue that has not been resolved. And why is that important? That's pretty important because Germ then filed his motion, right? And his motion talked about how he wants to get fees from me, right? He wants to get fees, and he's going to get costs. And the G-Man was chasing me around 3 different states, and the G-Man did this, and then he did that, and he was hiding, and then he was this, and then it was hurricane season, but the hurricane shutters were up, and he's got like his stupid narrative, And then the court papers by Shotgun aren't even any better, They're like pretty stupid.
When it comes to fees for a process server, he's supposed to take care of those fees anyway, but. At the same time, if he's given a process server misinformation on your address and where you live and all that, that's not your fault.
Well, the statute that he's talking about is Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 4D. What 4D says is you have to, if you send the other side a good faith request and a package to waive service, right? And then they don't waive service, and you have to go and get the expense of trying to serve that person, then the defendant is responsible for the cost of service. Either give up the service, if they're going to serve you, or if they're not going to serve you, then let it ride. Well, we know that there was a back and forth with Rich Luthman between Randy Shockett and Jeremy Hales and Rich Luthman. We saw all the emails, and that's going to be part of this application that goes to the court. But never once did they nicely ask me, Richard, Would you like to accept service, Richard? Would you do this? Or you can call me on the phone, or in a very nice way, try to say this, that, or the other thing. We know that Judge Bolitho had already said there's no such thing as email service in this case for Luthman. He already put that in his order.
Right.
Well, he did that for Super Dave too. So that's the law of the case. And in order to do that, then if he's not going to do things, try to be nice, then he has to do things by the book. And to do things by the book, he would have to serve me by U.S. mail, right, at my home with a full and complete package, right? The full and complete package that he says he sent, that he filed with the court, shows that it got returned to sender. It shows that that the address that he sent it to, I don't live there, and that he got returned to sender. It has it there. So he didn't complete the basic, prerequisite to try to get costs and fees. That is send a mailing package with a waiver, of the summons. He didn't do that. So he's going around saying that I should get this, I should get that, I should get $2,500 plus for G-Man and money for Shockett. And he's a fucking idiot.
Nonsense.
He's an idiot. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So I got a couple of things I want to show everybody. I'm going to show everybody the first couple of things. I'll present some stuff. Let me open them up. So this is something this is like why we come on Two Leads, to be educated. Because if you watch Jeremy, you just get stupid. But you come on Two Leads, you get very, very smart. So I put something up there. We got to put that on the screen there, Lisa?
Yep. Let me see. There it is. All right.
Now, everybody keep this in mind, because these are the defenses under Rule 12B. The following defenses can be raised by motion under Rule 12B. Okay? 1, lack of subject matter jurisdiction. Right? The court does not have authority to hear the case. So that would be a situation where Germ would have agreed to alternative dispute resolution or trial by combat. That's an issue that the court would have to hear. It's a Rule 12 issue. Number 2, that's the big one. Insufficient service of process. The legal documents were not properly served to the defendant. That's a Rule 12 defense. Magic, right? Then the third is failure to state a claim. The complaint does not present a valid legal claim for which relief can be granted. So I'll give everybody an example. Let's say you have a statute that is a revenge porn statute that says you have to have a private expectation of privacy in the images. They have to be actual images, intimate images. And you file a lawsuit against somebody, and you don't even say that those are intimate images, that ones you have a reasonable expectation of privacy in, and the images themselves are a satire. Well, that would be a failure to state a claim. That would be a 12B6 under that statute. And then there's 2 others: failure to join a necessary party, and then there's other defenses that can be raised under the rule. And so when we see this here, this is important to know. Keep this in mind now, because we're going to look real quick about the tar jousting. Listen, what I want to do, I'm going to tell everybody something very, very simple. I want to basically, I want to do this alternative dispute resolution. And so to do that, I want to go to the court, and I want to ask the court to sanction it. And I already have a place picked out in Newport Richey, right? Newport Richey's not too far. It's about an hour away from everybody up there, right? It's a couple hours, 2-3 hours north from me. It would be like we would do a weekend in Newport Richey. It would be like the Jeremy Hales versus Rich Luthman would be the main event on like Saturday night. We'd have a fun fucking weekend. It would be just great. And I would do that, and we could make a lot of money doing it too, because I think Jerm is hard up for cash. So we can get sponsors. We can decide what we want to do with it. If we want to do a joust, if we want to do paintball, we want to do this, we'll get sponsors. We'll get a beer sponsor. We'll get a apparel sponsor. We'll get everything else. So we can get a little stadium, and we'll fill it up, because we're gonna have some type of battle, a sanctioned battle. It'll be really good. If he was smart, that's what he would do, and that's what I want to do. But that's neither here nor there. Now, everybody saw that about Rule 12. Okay. Now I'm going to go and show everybody the big thing here. Now this is the motion that first we'll start with the motion that really quickly. This is the one that Hales and Shock had put in. Okay, and this wants to go show how stupid these people are. And I put it on the screen, Lisa. So yeah, this is the thing. Okay, so this is his original motion. You see, this is April 30th. Okay, well, this is his motion to do it to get the fees, right? So it's a motion for expenses incurred in making service and attorney's fees, right? Okay. It's a straightforward motion that's been pending for several months. Mandatory expenses under the rule, right? So he wants $2,450.04 plus attorney's fees. Lutheran's explicit to waive service of process, Rule 4D, blah, 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 blah. So this is what he's saying. He's got a whole little narrative in his mind, right? Jeremy does, and Schmucko, Shock, they have this narrative in their mind that the federal Rule 4 issues have been resolved. And if we remember what we just saw, Rule 12 is insufficiency of service. So the court has not officially heard from me on the Rule 12 issues, and they're trying to go to the court and get money. Oh, this is like they filed this saying we want money. We have the other side hasn't been there, but we haven't done anything. But we want to get money from Luthman, and there's no real basis for it. So this is everybody has to understand this, because that's the retardedness that we're going off of. That's how retarded they are. Now, when I came in, I'm going to put in something that's very, very important. And let's see, this is the next motion that I put in. This was the motion. This is the original motion that was that I had put in. Okay, and this is the motion for clarification. This is the one where Hinkle started talking about, that this is the one that he made the order about last week. So this is my application, and it's loading as we speak right now. The wonderful world of streaming. There it is. It's back up there. So, motion for reconsideration or Rule 12. Right. So, this has something very important in it on the first couple of pages. Only the first two pages are really important here for our purposes. The first part is what Squid Pro Quo and what Spawn Trooper and what Mr. Coop and what Chizzy No Nuts and what a bunch of these people have been talking about is this footnote right here. And I put this into file for reconsideration or clarification. But this whole thing about here is learning the law. Okay? And they're trying to say, and people have said it before, that, who's this Richard Luthman? And am I a pro se party? And my legal position here, and the factual position actually as well, is that I am a pro se party, and I'm not someone who should be considered to the standard of a lawyer. And I raised this very, very early on in this motion. And when we get to Hinkle's order in a second, you're going to see Hinkle sidesteps this issue. He doesn't address whether Richard Luthman is learned in the law and if Richard Luthman should be treated like, to the level of an attorney. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a licensed attorney. I'm not able to be learned in the law as that statement is stated legally under several different case law, because I can't hold a law license. I'm not someone that can hold a law license because of my past, my criminal past.
Right.
So, taking that, okay, he's not learned in the law, he can't hold a law license, but does he have legal training? And that's what Squid Pro Quo had been saying. He's legally trained, so he should be held as the equivalent of somebody who knows what he's doing. Well, not so fast, my friend. There's a judge called Jack B. Weinstein. He's the late, great Jack Weinstein. He's dead. But he's the guy who wrote the book on evidence. So if you're a lawyer, or you go to a law school or a law library and you look for the books on evidence, and they're called horn books. They're like the textbooks that the lawyers and the judges use. And the textbook on evidence was written by this guy named Jack B. Weinstein. He was the judge in my case. And he made an evidentiary ruling. Get this. The judge who wrote the book on evidence made an evidentiary ruling about Luthman. Right? And the evidentiary ruling that he made about Luthman is that Luthman's problem was not that he lacked exposure to law, but his mental illness degraded his ability to use legal training rationally. He said that I'm too fucking crazy to come up with sound legal advice for other people, let alone myself. That's what this guy said. The guy who wrote the book on evidence. He said that you can put everything in front of him, he'll do something nuts. The words that he used were absurd, bizarre, and ruthless. He said, left to my own devices, I'm going to be absurd, bizarre, and ruthless. So this is what Jeremy Hales, and Hinkle's going to learn this very, very quickly. Jeremy Hales invited me into this courtroom. The reason I'm in the Gainesville federal court and Judge Hinkle has to deal with me is because Jeremy Hales decided to sue me. And I made this very, very clear in the very beginning of this. And if Hinkle, I don't even know if Hinkle read the thing. Okay, so then the second part of this, and the second page is very important, because if you look at that, the bottom of that, say, accordingly, I asked for very, very specific relief, right? The very, very specific relief I asked for is right there. It's in front of everybody. I asked for a reconsideration, and then I want leave to file a full merits response on Rule 12 motion. What does that mean? I want a chance to file my Rule 12 motion. I asked the judge for that. That's number 2. So number 1's clarification. 2 is leave non-pro-tunc. But then I have about up to 7. 3, I wanted Rule 12 briefing. Okay. 4, an alternative. I want leave to amend it as the defendant for service. And the third complaint is futile. 5, other relief to ensure a meaningful opportunity to be heard consistent with the federal rules and fundamental due process. And I'll get back to that in a second. And it's related to number 6. This is the important one. This is the money. An order directing that all future service on defendant include paper service and a courtesy electronic copy to Richard Lupin at protonmail.com to mitigate the structural disadvantages faced by pro se litigants in this district. Right?
Uh-huh.
What does that mean? It means that if they make an order on a Friday, right, it may not get out of the mail until Monday. It may not get down to me in Southwest Florida until Thursday or the next Friday. It could take me a week to get mail. A lot of this stuff takes, 2-week turnaround. And for me to get it back to the court, I need at least 3 days to go back. That puts me at a severe disadvantage. It gives me 3 or 4 days to respond to something that the court puts out. And it gives Jerry Hales or Randy Shockett the full time of 14 days to do it. So that's what's called a structural disadvantage, and that's what's called a due process problem. Okay, so I raised it on the record here. And when we see this order that Hinkle did in a few minutes, he did not address this at all. He was ignorant of my due process rights and the structural disadvantage that I face, even though I raised the issue. And I raised it in my papers. And so all that I get now is I get all these mailings. And I get these mailings weeks later, days and weeks later. If you're going to go from mail from the Orlando area down to Naples, it takes a few days. So you're going to go through the Gainesville area, it takes a few days. It's not like Florida's like, right next door to each other, the whole place. And then even better when it comes from Pensacola, and the son that comes from Pensacola, from beneath those chambers, that takes a week to get to me.
Yeah.
So all I'm asking for is something very simple. When they put out a notice on the court docket, serve me on the notice with my email address.
Right.
And Hinkle wouldn't even do that for me. And we're going to show that in a second. We'll show the order. I'll take this down, and we'll show the order that Hinkle put up. And let's see. Let's remove this. Now here is the important. Oh, that's not it. This is the one we want. This is the Hinkle order. This is the order that Judge Hinkle put into place. Let's see. This is his decision. Yeah, there's Michelle. Michelle says it too. Only getting stuff on Pacer yet I cannot open it. Shock, sends me crap through there, and I don't have it. Yeah, it's like it's crazy, right? Don't they mess around? They're doing it on purpose. It's like they're doing it on purpose. So this is the order denying the motion to clarify or reconsider. Now, this went on all the idiots out there, the whole Hales ecosystem, all the bums, right? All the idiots, and they talked about like how Luthman lost the motion or Luthman did this or that. If you understand the purpose for me to put this motion out there, it was twofold. One, it was to clarify that I had the ability to file, the ability to file the issue on the issue of service, and that the issue of service was not dead. Okay, if the issue of service is still alive, then Jeremy will lose his motion for costs because it's premature, right? So if the court hasn't decided Rule 12, then how could Jeremy file a motion for costs and fees? So that's one thing this shows. The second thing that this shows by omission is that the judge didn't talk about the structural disadvantage that I have in twofold. One, by the fact that I'm batshit crazy, and a federal court has said so. I have it in writing. Okay, Luthman's batshit crazy. We know this as a matter of law. I can't help it. This is what the judge said. Can I argue with the judge? Lisa, would you argue with the judge? I wouldn't argue with the judge. If you have a judge that wrote the book on evidence that says Luthman is batshit crazy, I'm not going to argue with the guy. So Hinkle has to at least say something about that. The other thing is, how come I won't get emails? You know, they want me not to see what's going on with the case, to be able to respond to myself, do all these other things. So that's how I won. And people are going to understand. I'm going to read this to everybody, and you're going to understand why I won. Order denying the motion to clarify or reconsider the April 24th order. Now, the beautiful part, by asking him to clarify and reconsider, he's clarified and reconsidered. Even if he says he denied it, I already got the information that I wanted from him in black and white. So here we go. The order of March 12, 2026 dismissed the second amended complaint and granted leave to file a third amended complaint. That's true. Remember that when Jerm had the time to do it, and he blew his time. It was April 2nd, and he blew it. The plaintiffs missed the deadline to file a third complaint, but one plaintiff, Jeremy Brian Hales, moved soon after the deadline for leave to file a third amended complaint, dropping 8 defendants and substantially narrowing the claims. The order of April 24, 2026 granted the motion. Defendants moved to clarify or reconsider the April 24th order. He complains he did not have an opportunity to respond to the motion for leave to amend, but he had been defaulted and his motion to vacate the default was still pending. That's not true. This guy's a moron. When he filed his motion, when Jeremy Hales filed his motion to amend the complaint, that was in April, and my default had been overturned by Bolitho. The default was there. So I was a full party at that point.
Right.
And I had a motion to dismiss pending. The March 11th order, which was probably entered on the other defendant's motion, was already given the plaintiff leave to amend. No, it didn't. He made a leave to amend by April 2nd.
Yeah.
April 2nd was passed, so you needed that extra motion to ask permission. So again, Hinkle is not that bright. I don't think he's reading this stuff, or it could just he's old and he doesn't know how to read anymore. I don't know. Then this part right here, this paragraph is where I win. Watch this. Ready? Mr. Luthman also seems to complain that granting leave to amend somehow deprived him of an opportunity to respond to the third amended complaint, including by moving to dismiss it. But that is wrong. Oh, really? Okay, tell me, Judge. Mr. Luthman may, indeed must, respond to the third amended complaint. Oh, I have to respond now. Okay. He may file an answer or a motion under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 12. And we remember before what Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 12 talks about, right? One of those things is insufficient service.
Yeah.
So the judge is saying in black and white, we haven't dealt with the issues on service yet. That's what he's saying. He's saying in those words, by invoking Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 12 and a 12B motion, then that's going to be for service. So all the idiots out there that were saying, look at this, look at that, look, you're morons, because what this just says is that Jeremy can't get his fees awarded because the issue on service hasn't been decided yet. He made a premature motion. He's a premature motionator. A premature motion ejaculator. He ejaculated his motion to the court, and he did it prematurely. So that's what he does. He's a premature guy. He blew it too early. So that's what he does. And so that's one issue. But the second issue that we have is in these 2 pages, does the judge address anything about Luthman and how he should be treated in the case? Should he be treated like a pro se party? Should be treated as a... No, he didn't, but I didn't ask for that. But what I did ask for was about email delivery.
Right.
Right? And he just didn't say a word. Did not say a word. And I think I know the reason why. So I'm going to put that up here so everybody to see. Here we go. Well, first we'll show you who this guy is. This is Judge Robert Hinkle. That's him. And he was appointed many years ago by the President Epstein Island. I mean, President Bill Clinton. And he was appointed in the 1990s. that means he's been on the bench for 30 years. This guy, he's been there for a long time.
Right.
And so that's who Judge Hinkle is. And so I don't know if Judge Hinkle even wants to deal with this case. The way it sounds like, it looks like.
So, but from what you were just saying, it sounds like he wants you to answer it and put in the B12, the 12B motion. You know what I mean? What he's basically telling you to do it.
Yeah, and so I don't know if this, but I think that before he became a federal judge, I think that he was his brother, but I think he might have been a football player. But I don't know. I don't know who this. This is Ray Hinkle, or maybe Ray Finkel. Is this Ace Ventura? Robbie, remember Ace Ventura, Pet Detective?
Yeah.
I think this was the guy from Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Ray Hinkle. Ray Finkel. I don't know who it is, but I found this football card only because they Hinkle. I don't know if this is the same guy. It's probably a different guy. But this is the card I found, and that's all that I knew that the card was there. So I don't know. We got to do our history and look around. That's part of my research. Laces out, right? Laces out, Bill. Yeah. Laces out, Bill. Right. So that's what we got going on with that. And then the other part about this is we have a situation where we have two numbskulls who basically want to turn the court into a fast food stand. And I said this in my motion. They want to go to the court and get their motion immediately, right? And if you see how procedurally stupid what Randy Shaka put in was that he's asking for relief on an issue that hasn't been resolved yet, right? Then there's can be only one reason. There's two reasons. One, he's a shitty lawyer, which may very well be true. He's a moron and a shitty lawyer. Or the second one is that he put it in for content value, right? That goes to Palomop. He put it in specifically to create Palomop. And if that's the case, then that's what we're dealing with here. We have proof by putting in this motion for costs and fees on the service that Jeremy Hales and Randy Shaka are conspiring to put in documents just to create issues, right? Just to create issues not for the court, not for legal issues, but for media creation, for Palomop. Protraction of litigation, multiplication of proceedings to create content for their entire ecosystems. Right. I think this is a good piece of evidence. I don't know what the people think out there, but I think that this is a damn good piece of evidence that, there's no real legitimate legal purpose for this thing to be filed. And then the other part that I need to show is our buddy Hinkle. Now I'm sitting around in my house in Florida, and look at this. The guy wants to just kill trees, I think. I think that's what this guy wants. I don't think he likes trees. He will not give me email notices, right? He's going to be paper. Why would the guy want to just give me paper notices? Rob, you have any idea? Do you think the guy might hate trees? He just wants to send...
There's something to that, man. What's going on with that?
I think he wants to kill the trees in the name of justice. I have no idea. But you would think that this guy's, it goes to show you have some of these judges that have lost it, right? What do you want to kill a whole forest? I've gotten a lot of emails. So I'll show people what I've got. I get email from these people all the time. Look at this stuff. This is all from the Northern District of Florida. Look at this. Look at this crap. Look at Northern District of Florida. Look at this. I get this crap all the time. Let's see, where else? Northern District of Florida. Northern District of Florida. Northern District of Florida.
I know, dude. It's crazy. Every week I've got papers from there.
It's like out of control. I got all this crap from the Northern District of Florida, and then some of them I get, they're not even from Orlando or from Gainesville. It comes from Pensacola. So I get love letters from Bolito. I got one from Bolito here. Where's Bolito? This one's from Bolito, I think. This one right here. I get love letters from other places too, and I'm like wondering, where the hell is this stuff? Like, are they burying me in paper over here? Why am I got to be buried in paper? Why do you want to kill trees like this? I don't understand. Maybe they're sadistic people. Maybe they don't like trees. I don't know. I just don't know what it is. But that's what's happening over here. And so I'm asking these people, please, don't send me these letters anymore. Just send me an email. Save the tree. And look at me. I'm getting buried in them too. They're all over the place. It's becoming an environmental issue. It's becoming a public hazard. All of this mail coming to me. It could have just been with a simple email. I don't know what's going on over there in the chambers. Do you think that this guy wants to kill trees, Robbie? What do you think?
I think he's cut down quite a few there. Just on you.
Just on me. I don't understand why he's doing this. I just asked him for a very simple thing, and it was just the trees alone are probably good enough reason to just send me the emails. But the other part of it is due process, right? I get due process. If I don't get the same advantage or disadvantage that the other parties have, they're treating people differently that should be treated alike. We're both litigants, right? Jeremy is a litigant, and I'm a litigant. And I have a different access to the courts now. Like, it's a substantially different access to the courts. Like, I get things 4 and 5 days later.
Yeah.
Right? So, what are you people doing to me here? You know? You got to give me notice.
I don't think it's fair that you can't file anything. Especially if you're a party, I think you should be allowed to file in Pacer.
I don't care about filing. Listen, this is even simpler. I don't care about filing in Pacer. I care about knowing that something was filed. Either the clerk of court filed something. So either the clerk filed something, a notice, or the judge issued an order or a directive, or a party filed a motion. What if the judge says
alerts at all?
What happened?
Are you getting alerts at all?
No, I can't get alerts. They don't give me anything. They won't alert me. That's all I'm asking for is an alert. Give me a notice. Why they want to keep me in the dark? I think they're trying to do that. They're trying to keep me blindfolded and gagged in the court. I think these people might be S&M people. There's somebody up there's an S&M person. Trying to be like the ball gag and the glasses. Yeah, they're going to try and do and everything. The blindfold and the ball gag. That's what they're trying to do. They're going to try and do something to me. I think. I have to worry now. These people might be crazy people. They might be maniacs up there. Maniacs. So I don't know. So that's where we are with all this stuff. That's what I wanted to explain to everybody. It's like, don't believe everything that all the Hales people tell you because they're morons. Tug is a moron. And Megan, she's a moron. Right? We know Jeremy's a moron, and we know Shaka's a moron by their filings. But everybody else is a moron too, because they're like, this is a terrible thing for Luthman. Oh, the judge hates Luthman. Oh, this, that, the other thing. No, this is a good thing for Luthman. The judge may hate me or not hate me. It doesn't matter. If it comes out that he hates me, then it's terrible for everybody but me, because that's what's called bias. The judge can't hate me. If the judge really hates me, then the judge has to recuse. I don't think the judge hates me. The judge might be annoyed, but I think he's probably annoyed with this whole case. He's just as annoyed with Jeremy and Randy. And I think he's would probably be more annoyed with Randy, who's a lawyer who should know better, than to file a motion like he did, asking for, costs and fees and saying it's like an emergency and this and that, because it devalues what the court does. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like a fast food stand. It's like you're going in and you go to the counter and you want your hamburger within a minute. It's not fast food. That's not how it works. Yeah. So that's what we got going on here. These people are not too bright. So
no.
And Michelle says it too. How am I supposed to know? Am I supposed to answer something? I don't get it. I don't know about it. That's what happens. And then you know as quick as it comes, that clerk in that court will file a default against you, or will do whatever, like on the day up. That's how they are. They're ruthless bastards. So I think they're like, S&M type people. They want you bound and gagged and in the dark, and they want you to get hurt as quickly as possible. So that's what it is. This could be, we could be onto something here. The Northern District of Florida could be the S&M court of America. They could be. That's what could happen.
I think you might be onto something there.
Yeah. You were in court for a year and a half, and you realize how kinky the place was. It took Luthman to bring out the kink. That's the best part, right?
Oh my God!
That's hilarious.
Well, if the court starts looking at all the crap that these people and these channels and the narratives that they're giving out, man, they wouldn't be surprised.
That's a good idea. File a pineapple. That's what I'm going to do. I probably want to go up there. I want to go up there. And I guarantee you, like, I can go to the clerk's office, they'll be wearing pineapple pins. And or something crazy like that's probably going on.
Oh, Lucas! I'll
exactly.
To bring.
God.
You should start doing singing telegrams. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's pretty friggin' funny. File a pineapple. I like that. I might do that.
Oh my God.
That could be the answer here for what's going on. These people could be sick puppies. And that's just it. We don't realize it. The mass public doesn't realize, but they could be sick puppies. This happens in other places. I know this from personal experience. In Staten Island, they got a bunch of those governmental people that are sick puppies. They're sick puppies. That's New York City. You expect that stuff in New York City when you have sick puppies there. But Gainesville, Florida, or Middle District or Northern District or wherever in Florida, you don't expect that to be happening. But then again, you never know. You got the President Epstein Island appoints you. You never know what's going on. So it is what it is.
They're all in cahoots.
They are. It's a hell of a club, and you ain't in it, right?
Yep.
One big club, and you ain't in it. So it is what it is. But this week I'll be filing against them. I was working on that today a little bit. I'll work on that tomorrow. I got a bunch of stuff to do this week. I got a bunch of good interviews I'm doing. Me and Volpe are interviewing a congressional candidate tomorrow. And I got some other stuff to do. I got some stuff with my buddy Dinesh. And then I got some other stuff with some other stuff, corruption up in Connecticut and corruption in other places. I got a lot to do this week, but I'm definitely going to get this motion in the courtroom. I think this judge kind of wants this motion because he wants to get rid of this case. I really do. And
what's going on with the Dinesh thing?
Well, Dinesh and Jeremy Hales are asshole buddies. They were what are called co-conspirators. And so we have that audio and video from Jeremy saying, "Busted, we got him," and saying we worked with the other legal team for the plaintiff, and blah blah blah. And he knew the play-by-play before I knew the play-by-play. I was in the courtroom, and Jeremy somehow knew what was going on before I did. So that means he's in contact with these people. This guy Dinesh, I just put in before. I put in a whole article about how we have to denaturalize his mother. His mother's here from the Islamic Republic of Iran. And Dinesh goes around and talks about how we have to go, shoot cops, ICE officers, and he's talking about how Trump should die, and he talks about all this other stuff that's really, really terrible.
He was
He's a terrible
inciting
person.
Melissa. What was that? What was to? Oh my God!
Incitement. He was doing incitement.
Create a militia and groups and get groups to go up. Where was it? What was it to?
It was in Minneapolis. It was doing incitement. He was against ICE officials. So when they come to your town, you're gonna have a militia, and you stop ICE when they come to your town. Well, today he just did. I just put something out earlier. Today he actually incited violence internationally. He told people in Bogota to go find somebody and go hurt him. He actually told them to do that.
Serious?
Yeah, Joey Camp was down there, and he says, if you're in Bogota, I can send you information about where Joey Camp is if you want to take him out. He said this today on his live. And he's a sick puppy. And so he's got a case in Florida, in the Middle District, in the Fort Myers division. And this sick bastard turns around, and he's suing for, this is out of his lips, $5 million in compensatory damages and $50 million in punitive damages. Okay? He's claiming that people that he attacked online that got together and told him, no more, and we're coming after you, that they hurt him. Okay, that they caused him CPTSD. And they got this guy who's named Dr. Robert Gordon. And this guy, Dr. Robert Gordon, is a fucking crackerjack, right? A crackerjack box fucking maniac. That's where he got his medical license. He's actually not even a medical doctor. He's a fake doctor. He's one of these psychologists, right? He's not a psychiatrist. He's a psychologist. He's Dr. PhD. So he comes in and he has fake credentials. And the guy is left as the day is long. He's a total libtard. So he wrote a paper, and he violated what's called the Goldwater rule. Do you remember who Barry Goldwater is?
Yeah.
In the 60s? The conservative guy? Well, all the people on the left at that time, they tried to discredit Goldwater, and they started having psychiatrists diagnose Barry Goldwater with mental diseases and defects, right? Kind of like they do to me. They have to discredit me, so they have to say that I'm crazy. But I embraced it. But with Barry Goldwater, the American doctors, the physician, the American Psychiatric Association, said that you cannot ethically diagnose somebody with a mental problem unless you've actually physically examined them. So when you have somebody goes out there and tries to examine Donald Trump and say Donald Trump is crazy, what they did with Joe Biden, they say Biden's crazy, this, that, you can't do that unless you have examined the person. Well, that didn't stop this guy, Dr. Robert Gordon, from doing examinations of Vladimir Putin, Vladimir Zelensky, and Donald Trump. And he said that Donald Trump was severely deficient. That's what he said. That's because he's a crazy liberal. And so Dinesh got this crazy liberal to write this report that says that his wife, Dinesh's wife and Dinesh are both have CPTSD, and they can't do anything, and they need to get millions of dollars to get them to make them whole. Now, the funny part about that is, and the reason why he called for Joey Camp to get killed in Bogota today, he sent his people to go kill him, was that Joey Camp found out that his wife was graduating from Pitt, University of Pittsburgh, with a master's degree in education. So for the past 4 years, when the wife is supposed to be, CPTSD and not able to do anything, she was able to get herself a master's degree. So it totally destroys their theory for damages, saying that I've been damaged. Well, not only did you get a master's degree, you've been a mom for the past 4 years, you've held a job as a school teacher for the past 4 years, and you've performed as talent on an OnlyFans page with Dinesh. So you've been doing a lot of things. You've been doing other things, other extracurriculars. So you've been doing a lot of other fun things. It goes to show that your PTSD can't be that bad if you've been doing all these things. And so this Dinesh guy has really total derangement syndrome. I wrote an article about Dinesh derangement syndrome. He's got derangement, and it comes in two parts. It becomes Joey Camp derangements, because you say Joey Camp, he gets his face froth, saying, Joey Camp, Joey Camp, Joey Camp, he stalks my kids. And then Couture and Garamone. So Jen Couture and Dr. Ralph Garamone are the people in Fort Myers, Florida, that I've come to know from my journalistic coverage.
If this guy has a wife, I would be really concerned about the wife teaching anybody anything.
Yeah.
If someone is willing to be married to a guy like this, then what the hell is she teaching?
Well,
what I mean? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's questionable to me.
I'll show you something real quick, and this is what you want to see. This is what's her name? Okay. I'll put a picture on the screen, because this is not very good. So
how not good is it? What do you mean?
No, this is something that could be shown on the screen, but it's very bad for your character. So this is all I'm going to show you character evidence. So this is what we're going to show you. So this is Hannah Nashirvan. Okay. And this is her. Put this up. Look, this is a woman who's a teacher, and that's her in blackface.
And she's got OF.
That's her, blackface. See that? How can you run around in blackface?
What the hell?
Yeah, it's a little crazy, right? That's crazy. Now wait, the best part is, I'll play another thing. This is an actual. Let's see. This is a video. This is how this guy feels about kids. All right, I'm going to let this play. This is an audience. It's not PG rating, but it's what they say is not good. But you can put that on the screen too.
Children. And their teeth. What's with their fucking teeth? Their teeth look like shit. It's like Shark Week on Discovery Channel with every kid. Can you imagine that around your dick? That would be annoying.
Oh my god!
Shit. That's what this guy talks about kids.
Teeth. What's wrong with children's teeth? That's my phone.
Your phone's vibrating. Do you have to take that?
No, I'm in the middle of an interview. Do you want to say hi to the people?
Who is it?
Oh, no, I don't want to be on this. Don't do this to me.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right, bye.
All right, love you, sweetie. Have fun in your interview. Don't say anything embarrassing. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Keep that.
How desperate is this woman?
Yeah, keep it. She's got a new phone, and
it's crazy, right?
I hate children. And their teeth. What's with their fucking teeth? Their teeth look like shit. It's like Shark Week on Discovery Channel with every kid. Can you imagine that around your dick? Fuck no.
All right.
When are you and Hannah gonna have kids?
Fuck that. We have dogs. That's good enough. And they'll die soon. That's the thing. They'll just.
I'm sorry. This guy.
That's what the guy does. That's his comedy. And there are sick people out there that think that that's funny, but he puts that out there as his content. When he's not telling people to kill cops, he's talking about pedophilia. He's talking about children dying. He's talking about this. He's talking about that. But talking about the other thing.
That's insane.
And then
how is this guy on YouTube?
Yeah.
Your guess is just as good as mine. If you want another one, I'll show you another one. And this is not as bad, but he's all for the genital mutilation, the stuff that Trump stopped, where they dissolve children's penises.
Right.
This is something he put out during the Biden administration. It was still around, and it was fashionable to do that because he's talking about how he wants his kid. He'll support his kid. Play this one. This one lasts a few seconds.
Can you explain it? I don't want to show. I mean, honestly, this guy makes me sick. And
this one's not even. This one's okay. This one you can show.
All right.
This is how he exploits his own child. Watch this. He's using his kid as a woke prop. You see that? He tells me yesterday he wants to be a girl. You see that? You notice this? So he's like, sure, he can be anything he wants. This is the type of sick person that will take his child, his boy, and get his penis dissolved because the woke parents want to use the child as a prop. And so when the kid is a little kid, right, he's going to dissolve the kid's penis. He thinks there's nothing wrong with that. That's the type of sick person we're dealing with here. That there's nothing wrong with this genital mutilation of children. You know, and they say it's, Bill Maher said it. He's like, when I was 8, I wanted to be a pirate. And I'm glad my mother didn't saw off my leg and poke out my eye. You know,
right.
That's what it comes down to. It's like, he's a sick person. He's a warped, woke, crazy son of a bitch. Part of it, though, I don't think it's where the money comes from. I believe that he's getting foreign funds, from the Soros crowd and everything else. But I still believe he's a foreign agent. He's repping and he's promoting the interests of, Iran and, other places. Maybe, communist China is one of the other places we looked at because it's very similar. The digital footprint is very similar to what they do with the Falun Gong. Right. The CCP people do, but that's what we're dealing with, and the cartels, the Mexican cartels too. So it's scary. It's scary because this is a subversion type thing. That's what this guy's. He's a subversion, and he's normalizing this. You think that the guy comes on? He's got 3 million followers, right across all his platforms, and they got 3 million people. And you got a whole bunch of people think he's great. Oh, Dinesh is great. Everything Dinesh says is great, and the stuff that he says is crazy. When you think about it, if you really think about the stuff that he says, if you would dissolve a child's penis, that little kid's penis, you should go to prison for the rest of your life if you don't get shot in the head first. That's just what it comes down to. It's crazy, right? It's just crazy stuff.
God.
That's just this guy's out of his mind. And he has how many followers?
Had 3 million followers, over 3 million followers across his channels on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Those are the big 3. But he's got hundreds of thousands at least on every platform. But he's got millions on TikTok. So he's got over 3 million.
This guy's got to live in California, doesn't he?
He's from California. He lives in Pennsylvania, not Wellsboro. Mansfield, Pennsylvania is where he lives. So he lives in the middle of Pennsylvania. And the best part is, he rents a house from a church, but he doesn't go to church. He actually even confirmed it today on his live that he doesn't go to church. He's not a church person, but he benefits from living on church property in the middle of Pennsylvania. It's a sick person. He's a sick puppy. The problem is that we got these sick puppies out there, but you know what? I'm all for free speech, right? And I have no problem with free speech, but at a certain point it becomes incitement. And if it's being motivated by foreign people to destroy America, because that's what this is. This is a subversion campaign. This is the Russians and the Chinese, the Iranians, the North Koreans, everybody that doesn't like America getting together and saying, "Oh, let's go pay off people to go and make everybody crazy and stupid." Like I would enjoy Jeremy Hales's brand is stupid because it's all American stupid. I know for sure, 100%, that he's not being paid by foreign elements, by communists and by Islamists. Right. Maybe unless of course that other one, Martha is really a secret Muslim. I don't know about that yet, but I'm thinking that Jerem is probably okay. You know, I don't think Martha's, but if we end up going to Discovery, I'll find out whether or not she's a secret Muslim. But that being said, I can feel okay with the fact that these people aren't, traitors to the country. With Dinesh, I feel like it's a subversion operation.
Good night.
I really do.
Love you, honey.
Yeah, I don't like this guy at all. I don't like even want to give him any type of imagery on my channel at all. I mean, I don't at all. I feel like you're fighting a major international bully right there, who has a very, very, very large, as Jerm would say, sphere of influence. And just from what I've seen alone, it's just sick and twisted. And you know what? People should know about him and what he's doing. But I definitely just,
I hear you.
Sorry.
I sent a whole bunch of stuff to the government, to the authorities. But people have to know, for purposes of this channel, he is who Jerm is chosen to get in bed with. Jeremy Hales
that's
is
what's
chosen
sick.
to collaborate with him. They are what are called co-conspirators or concerted actors. So in my Dinesh case down in the Middle District of Florida, as well as in this case in the Northern District with Hales, I can find that information about both of them, how much they talk to each other and everything else. And I'm going to find it out because they said they spoke to each other. And this guy, Dinesh's lawyer, is no better. This guy's an Antifa lover. The lawyer is a real piece of work. You're a total scumbag. And he already got sanctioned by the federal court down in Fort Myers. So that guy's the guy who's talking with Randy Shockett. And that's who these people are associated with. And so it's...
Who's J.D. Delay?
J.D. Delay?
Yeah.
Don't know who that is. From what I'm saying, I'm surprised the FBI hasn't gone after me. I am too. I am very, very, very true. I don't know what the heck is going on. But that's the problem. You have all these influencers out there. You got like this guy like Hassan Piker. I hate that guy. You know who Hassan Piker is? That guy comes and he says that America deserved 9/11, and then he said over the weekend that he's calling for people to get violent. He's doing the same type of stuff, inciting violence, radical violence from the left. And we got a big problem in our country, and it's already May, right? Mark my words, we could be as bad this summer as the George Floyd stuff was. Well, he needs a couple of hot weeks and then a spark, and then there could be riots all over the place. Right. And it's before an election.
One video of him with the
true crime influencer,
inciting all that. I mean, that was clear as day. Incitement.
Good beauty.
And I mean, I didn't like that at all. We don't need people like that around. You know what I'm saying? We just don't need them. Not here. You can go wherever you want. We're not. We weren't brought up like this, and this isn't the American way. And I get completely turned off by stuff like that. I really do. But unfortunately, being that there's a lot like him, people should know about who these people are and what they're really doing.
You have all these people on there, and they're crazy. There are all these people, and they're the ones that end up getting radicalized because of the stuff they're watching on the internet and everything else. And that they're the ones who are looking to commit the violence. This guy that they just caught in the Washington Hilton with at the Correspondents' Dinner that tried to go in, that crazy bastard, the one who shot Charlie Kirk, all the others that goes down the list. They were all quasi normal people for a time. The guy in the Washington Hilton was like a teacher of the year, but then he just got crazy. He got radicalized with all.
Let's get this straight. He was teacher of the month.
You guys got this for a sec. I gotta go to the ladies' room. I'll be right back. You guys try to keep the political.
At least he was a teacher. He got up in the morning and he went to a job every day, and they recognized
that's the scary part. These are the people that are teaching our kids.
These are the people that are teaching the kids, the alligator copulators, exactly. And so the problem that I have here is that this is what you have when you have a lot of people and you're spreading this type of hate, right? And Jerm is a drop in the bucket compared to Dinesh. Dinesh is a factor of magnitude that's probably hundreds of thousands of times more dangerous. because he's talking about getting guns and shooting people and everything else. And
Yeah,
violence.
that's absolutely insane how YouTube still lets him have a channel. He's talking about killing, and calling inciting violence, killing people.
Yeah.
And that's what is insanity.
I might have to make a physical complaint to the cops down here, because he mentioned me as well. He mentioned me in the audio. He's talking about sending people in Bogota, but then he said, Richard Luthman of Naples, Florida. And so, hell, if they want to come at me, let's see what happens if they try to come after me in real life. I wouldn't mind.
I told you that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Castle doctrine here. You come in, you no fucking way. This is Florida, baby. So I don't think that there's anybody that's stupid enough to do that. But the fact is, other people though in other countries, and it just takes one mentally ill person. And I'm not a public person, that's the thing. I'm a public person online, and whatnot, but I don't go to places. I don't go out a lot. I'll go, but I'm like, incognito when I go there. You're going to find me in like the back of the Carrabba's, or you'll find me, I'm not, once in a while. I'm not one of these people that goes out a lot. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm kind of in a controlled space wherever I am. But, if when you have other people who are, known commodities, like the plastic surgeon that I was talking about, he's got an office. You just need one crazy to show up at that office. You have a lot of these other people. One of the people that the Nash went after was a high school teacher and coach, a football coach. And because of all of the harassment that they did against the coach in Denton, Texas, the guy named Aaron Delator, the coach killed himself. He shot himself in the head. It was, and they were trying to get him fired and say that he touched a kid and they did this and they did that. The cops came in, they said that he did nothing wrong. Did Dinesh apologize? Dinesh didn't apologize at all. He's like, no, I'm totally entitled to do that. And it's a disgrace. It really is a disgrace. But he's potentially facing some serious charges.
Sick, dude. That is sick.
Yeah. Well, but Robbie, when you were a kid, when I was a kid, this guy wouldn't be around anymore. You know what I'm saying?
No. He would not have.
Between law enforcement, between everything else, this guy wouldn't have been around. But it is what it is.
Wow.
That's what I deal with every day, Lisa. I deal with that guy a lot. I have other stuff I deal with too. I didn't even tell you about some of the family court stuff me and Volpe are doing. Ooh, the crazy judges and everything else. They sent a mother away. They threw her in jail on Thursday for Mother's Day weekend. Because they tried to say that Volpe, that she leaked something to Volpe. Volpe's like, I didn't get the information from her, but they threw her in jail anyway.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Imagine getting thrown in for Mother's Day and you got crazy judges. They're crazy judges. They don't care about the kids. If it's about the kids, they could take weeks and months and years to try to resolve the issue. But if it's about them, it happens within a couple of days. They're out of their minds, these people. Out of their minds.
So crazy. So crazy. So that's what you're going to be dealing with all week?
No, I got 10 different things I got to do this week. I got Connecticut corruption. I got a fight. I picked a fight, or they picked a fight with me. This group called Charity Watch.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys know about charities? Right?
No.
501c3s. You know about that? Yeah. So 501c3s are charities. And you have a whole thing you got to do. You got to apply to the federal government to get the charity. And then every year you got to file your tax form called the 990.
Yeah.
And that 990
that's just a postcard if you don't make a certain amount.
Yeah, but you're in a situation where the 990 is a public document. If you make over a certain amount, you got a 990. So Charity Watch is a group, and Charity Watch is basically the American Institute for Charitable whatever, but they do business as Charity Watch. And what they've done is, I guess for a time they were an okay charity, and they would go through the 990s and they'd go through the filings that the companies did with the state attorney general, and the largest charities, they would give them ratings, right? And so you get an A rating. And Rich, I'm going to stay. Do I have to answer this new following? No, you stayed. You don't have to do shit. Michelle, you don't have to do anything. You can relax. Make yourself a mimosa, hang out. So they did for a time with that, and but then they became hacks. You know how they all become hacks? They became political hacks, and the political hacks that they are is they're based in Chicago, right? And so instead of just the simple numbers, instead of the simple stuff that you look and you look at you analyze the data, they were letting political reasons get in the way of their ratings. So if you were a right-leaning charity, then they're going to give you a worse rating. And if you're a left-leaning charity, they're going to give you a better rating, even if the evidence says no. And the starkest example about Charity Watch was with a group called the Clinton Foundation. Have you ever heard of the Clintons? Bill and Hillary Clinton. Have you heard of them?
I may have heard that name mentioned before.
I'll tell you something. And I said this the other day. You go to the barbershop enough, you're going to get your hair cut. And if you go to Epstein Island enough, you're going to have sex with a child. It's a fact of reality. That's just how things happen. And so Bill Clinton, before we discovered his whole war on women, and Roger Stone wrote a whole great book about that in 2016, The Clinton's War on Women, 2015, 2016. And how Hillary was covering up for Bill and his indiscretions with women. We didn't even know about the Epstein stuff then. But before that, there was two issues that were related to the Clinton Foundation. And the Clinton Foundation, this Lori Styron, who's the managing director, her predecessor is executive director. He's now on the board. He's still with the organization. Went on to MSNBC and went on to CNN and said, "Oh no, the Clinton Foundation is an excellent organization. We give them an A. They're the best organization that could be."
Oh my God!
That is in the middle of Uranium One. Okay, they were selling uranium secrets to the Russians and to the Chinese and everything else. And that was in the middle of the speaker fee Bill Clinton scandal. So his foundation would get $1 million in speaker fees. So he'd give a speech and then they'd donate $1 million to his foundation.
Love you, bro.
So the foundation itself, right? The Clinton Foundation itself turns around and they even admitted, "Oh, we must have had an accounting error with our Canadian subsidiary and blah, 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 and we'll fix this, blah, blah." They got caught and they were wrong and it was like clear as day. But this Charity Watch didn't turn around and correct themselves, And it's because they are a partisan hack organization. That's what it means. They're partisan hacks. So they attacked this group called Delta Rescue. And I was writing stories about how they were attacking this group because the owner, not the owner, but the founder and executive director, because it was a charity, he's not an owner, but he's the director, is a conservative out in Los Angeles. He's an old-time guy in his 70s, conservative, old-time dude. He's got the largest no-kill animal shelter in west of the Mississippi or maybe wherever, and maybe in the United States. He's got horses and he's got dogs and everything else. And they've been trying to steal his land for years, like a land grab type thing. And they may have him. They concocted a federal case against him. Robbie, you know all about that. When they concocted a federal case against you. Well, they got this guy sitting in an LA detention center. He's 76 years old. And they tried to say he did a murder. He tried to do a murder for hire. They totally entrapped the guy and they're trying to steal everything that he's got. So I was thrown up against it with this Charity Watch. There were an article and tried to put me in the middle of it. I'm like, I wrote some stories about this. I don't have any relationship with this charity. I'm trying to say because another journalist that I know was a consultant for them, saying that I was, in on it. So I said, fix your stuff, and they didn't want to fix it. They said, oh, we'll do a little bit of a correction. They didn't want to take me out. They didn't want to claim that they're hacks. So now I'm going to go after them. I'm going to fight them. So what's this? Where's George? Ooh, I like this. Where is she? Is she in Florida, or is she in Ohio, or is she in like a Brooklyn basement? Where is she?
I don't know. All I know is that her little Elvis shelf are all empty.
What?
She at Jeremy's place, always Jeremy's place. She had a side of one office space that always had like all her Elvis collectibles and stuff that people sent her, and now the shelves are empty. Well,
so she might be gone for good, huh?
I don't know.
Dude, she's left so many times.
Yeah,
I break up all the time.
I think people were shocked to see that because he was explaining tonight. Because everybody's been asking, where is she? She wasn't on 2 Lives. And he's been saying, oh, she's busy. Now she's on a mental break. And then as soon as he went to do his whatnot, he turned the camera and everybody saw that the Elvis section is gone. So I guess, yeah, and I was just sent that.
And he's in Ohio now, right?
Yeah.
And she was down in Florida with the black guy. That was the picture in the parking garage.
She was yes, she was in Florida. She had claimed that she was leaving the next day, the last time she was on Alive, but I don't know if that's true. For all you know, her stuff's missing. Either he packed it up or she did. I guess I don't know.
I don't think he's packing. He's not gonna do better than that. Christ.
Oh, he's such an asshole that I could see him getting mad and throwing all of her shit out. So, I mean, I could see him doing that. So,
he probably moved the chick from Green in there.
Yeah. The chick from Green. Maybe it's Chapo.
No, Chapo hasn't been there.
Well, when he first came back to Ohio, he went out to dinner with her and stuff. He was talking about it.
What did he? Or is he just saying that?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what he said. So, I don't know. But I believe...
Yeah, she was with Joey, her son.
Yeah, I believe the person you saw him with was her son. Because she's been on his channel, people are telling me. There was, I guess, a video of something he did, but it was like 2 weeks ago. So, I don't know. All I know is she left right after the 911, the sheriff call that I made to report all 3 of them, Hales, George, and Deanna. She disappeared. And she's been staying in Florida during the summer, so I don't know. Timing. Who knows? Quinky dinks.
This is pretty crazy.
Well, she supposedly said that, and not only just in text, and we saw the text, we saw her on the line when he threatened to sue her sister that, you know, she wasn't going to join him in any more of these cases. When these cases were over, she's out.
I think she's worried that I might sue her because I'm thinking about it, you know.
Well, she's right along there with him. Does he think that because he hasn't said anything in 2 live shows that it's going to make a difference? It's all about what he's done.
Yeah, no, I'm going to get them all, though. I have a list. I have a very, very nice list of these idiots. So I'm going to get them, probably all of them. And,
she's always had her own home. The last time she left, he said that she was going up going up north for testing. He started crying, thinking it was a cancer thing. But we all saw that once before, though. So he got called out on it. And she ended up going live, and she was from her house because she has her own house up in Ohio. And that's where she was from.
Yeah, she's up in Cleveland area, whatever. I don't know. What area is she in?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she realized she can actually get arrested for doing this shit, and Jeremy's probably told her, no, you can't. You know, the whole time. Don't worry, nothing's going to happen to you or whatever. But yet when he gets up on depositions, he blames everything on her. The thumbnails are her. Editing screenshots are her. And he also threw Deanna under the bus on his last depo, too. So it doesn't matter how close you are to him. Like, that's why I keep saying, does Megan actually think Hales is going to take care of a lawyer for her? I don't think so. Unless he's just going to throw Shockett in her face. Well, good luck with that. You're going to lose, you know. But, you know, he's not going to do that. He's not going to go any further than either giving her Shockett to use and somehow making some kind of deal in that. He's not going to pay for a different lawyer for her. He's not going to do nothing. He's going to throw her under the bus if he has to. Just as quick as he throws George or Diana.
Kristen, once again, happy birthday, honey.
Yeah, 11:55. I gotta do this. Ready, Christine? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I was waiting for the conversation to change a little bit so I can get that out. I want to make sure I got it in before midnight. But happy birthday, Christine. So yeah, he said some nasty stuff about her. I mean, when he fights mean. Talked about her body. Said she was using rugs, bringing rugs into his house. He said all kinds of stuff. She stole from him. And yet, when he went back up north one time, he was like hunting her down at every possible health place that she could work at because her normal job was billing, medical billing. So he kept looking at all these places and nursing homes until he finally found her.
I used to feel bad for her, and then no, not anymore because she went along with everything.
Yeah, she got hardcore. She was in there just like him, right there with him, right next to him. And I think I said that to the sheriff. She's right there with him doing it all. I want them all prosecuted. Because they said, do you want them all prosecuted? And I said, yeah, all three of them prosecuted. Because with what I was telling them, they came to me. They said to me, that's cyber harassment. I said, I know. Exactly. So, and that was based off it took me forever to just do it because, like, all right, well, whatever. But when he did a short, he did a short saying he was in the villages and that it's go time or whatever. It's going down, is what he said. Sorry, it's going down, and showed my picture. To me, that's a threat. And I literally saw it, and I said, "All right, that's it." And I called the sheriff.
Hi, Hannah.
He was literally a mile away from me. So, what's going down? And, he turned it around and tried to say we were driving through the villages. I'm like, oh, too late. But that's, a threat. When I have people coming by my house with cameras and filming and stalking me, and then he has his buddy, DJ Radis, who we had stalking Michelle, saying he was coming to the villages too. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. So I opened up my own police investigation about it. And I let them all know. It's not just me. It's just not just this county. Several people in the state of Florida. Told them all about, getting sued by this guy. So they got an investigation open. And there's an investigation in 3 counties right now. In Florida alone. I know that there's more investigations in other states. So somehow, some way, they'll stop them by the law.
There we go.
Yeah. So, and then he's going to have these lawsuits he's got to deal with. So.
Yeah, so
I know who I'm going to get first.
What I'm thinking about doing, one of the things I'm thinking about doing is a severance. That what I might be doing when I file this thing this week. And there's Rule 20, Rule 21 of the federal rules. We haven't talked about that yet. But Michelle has there's a claim left against Michelle, right?
Yeah.
And that's the ecosystem residue, right? That's a separate occurrence or a separate transaction from the claim against me with this revenge porn. So because it's a separate occurrence,
it's just prosecution. Because
malicious prosecution.
Yeah, because they're saying because she dropped a temporary restraining order case, and the only reason
that's a different thing than mine. So we can actually get those cases severed.
Right.
So it'll be 2 separate cases. Just easier to just do divide and conquer, and have 2 separate cases opposed to the one. I think that might be what we go for too. If the thing doesn't get dismissed, and I think it's going to get dismissed out the gate here. I really don't see this thing going much further. I think he's kind of going to be happy
with what you said before. Sorry, with what you said before, it sounds like Hinkle just wants you to respond to the thing so he can just kick it out.
That's what I think. I think this judge is like, I want to get rid of these fucking crazy people. You know, all these crazies in this court. Let's get rid of them. So
yeah,
that's where I think.
I kind of agree with that. Based on, I mean, come on, he let go of the 80. He knows he's going to let go of Michelle because well, now that there's a third amendment complaint, it's a different complaint than before. So now he's just going after her for that malicious prosecution, and to me, that's asinine because everybody knew that she dropped the TRO case because she was going to bring it up in Fed 1. That is also stayed. So if that's what they're using, that's bullshit. You know? So I'm pretty sure that he'll end up dropping that too. I think that these guys see who Hales is and shocking at this point. I mean, you know, come on. So and what he said to you, I think he's just saying, you know, file the 12B, please. Let's get rid of this. You know. So.
Yep. So I think that's where we're going to go.
We can expect that to land in the courts by what? Next Monday, Tuesday.
It's due next Monday or Tuesday. I think it's due next Monday. Maybe I'll file. I'm gonna get it in this week. I'm gonna mail it. I'm gonna FedEx it up to like Thursday or Friday. Probably Thursday. I might even be done with it like tomorrow. So I might even put it in earlier. We'll see.
Right. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Cool. Well,
so
guys. God.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about because I'm writing it now. I got it mostly written, but when I add some stuff, we'll say subtract. I got a nice declaration. I got to put a few pictures in there. I got to do some art the next day or two. Figure out what kind of pictures I want to put in. You know.
Gotcha. Oh my God, the circus continues.
Well, look, that's the whole point. I'm holding a mirror up to these idiots. I hope the judge recognizes that. So I really could care less. You know, at this point, what are they going to do? They're not going to do much. I'm not too worried about them. You know, what are they going to do? Come on. So I'm just having fun with it at this point. You know, and then when they realize I'm holding a mirror up to these people and just doing stupid stuff for the sake of it and for the sake of, creating content, because that's what I look at this as. I'm like, look, if Jeremy Hale's going to use this, and he's been using this for years as a content vehicle, I might as well get on the action, right? Monkey see, monkey do. Is it, Luke, but are you creating content? You going making stuff gratuitously to create content? You damn straight I did. I learned from watching Jeremy Hale's. So whatever.
Oh,
it's like the old pot thing. Are you smoking pot? Yeah, I learned it from watching you. It's like that. It's exactly what it is.
The pot thing is hilarious, gosh.
Yeah.
It's like almost legal practically everywhere, and these people are just jumping on it. And meanwhile, half of them smoke it themselves. So get over it. So, you know what Saturday is, right, Rich?
It was your birthday, right?
Yeah. So I make sure you still remember.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's not her birthday yet.
No,
birthday week.
Yeah,
birthday week.
My birthday week.
It's her birthday month, Rich. Let's get this straight, Rich. It's May. She says it's her birthday month.
Good
hey,
for
by
her.
the way, Tori started that, not me, but I joined her in it, so it is my birthday month. And now it's my
you,
birthday.
Tori.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. They got the whole month.
Stop by on Saturday if Rich pops by because Rich got an invite to come.
I may be able to get up there. I'm working on it.
Very nice. Ray will be here. Ray will be so excited to see you, Rich. Yeah. Ray's here. Gabe's already like, oh my God, okay, so Rich is coming.
I'm not making any promises. I gotta find out. I might be able to swing it though.
Cool, very cool. That'd be fun.
Rich ain't driving 4 hours.
If I let everybody know that I'm gonna be we'll be in the same area, then Jerry might send somebody to whack us all.
Well, no, they won't know where we are because we're going somewhere. So, but
we're gonna have to have private security detail or something.
Yeah, it's not far from my house.
Body doubles or something, decoys.
But I think.
Oh my goodness, Hannah.
So Robbie might have to dip out for a minute.
Oh God.
Question
anyway,
for Richard.
guys.
How come you don't reach out to a bigger outlet to let them know about that? Well, I have reached out to bigger outlets, and I have been published on bigger outlets. Like the Gateway Pundit has carried a couple articles about Dinesh that I've written. I write for bigger outlets, like national outlets. The problem we have is that there's so much of this shit going on, and the bigger outlets, mainstream outlets, don't get involved in this stuff. They actually help out the left on this. Like the right-wing outlets take my stuff, but it is what it is. That's what the problem is. These are the militant leftist crazy people, and you have a media establishment that doesn't want to, that doesn't want to, I guess, I don't know, offend anybody. I guess I don't know. I come out there, I don't care. I'm like a Viking. I don't give two shits, But most people, no, really. You read a lot of journalists. They're like milquetoast journalists. They don't write, with any panache. They write, milquetoast. They write very basic and.
Right.
Good night, Ray.
Good night, Ray. Well, Rich, thanks so much for coming on and explaining all that to us and telling us what you're up to. We should have you come on Sundays. Sunday's Monday. Why not?
We'll see.
Why not? If you got the time. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for being here. It is midnight. Robbie's turning into, Cinderella. And
turning into a pumpkin.
That's right. I'm old.
I'll be back on Tuesday. I am pretty sure there's going to be a hell of a lot of content out there between now and then. So enjoy. And as you know, I'll be going over it and debunking it all on Tuesday night. So hang out with me Tuesday at 10. And Robbie, you're not going to be going live. Well, check for Gator calls. Robbie's been getting a lot of Gator calls lately.
Yeah.
So check the notifications for Get Swamp. And check out Rich's channel. Rich, if you're going to put a link in there, or put a link in the private chat.
How do I do that? I put it where?
Put it in the private chat. That way I can post it there, because if you put it in the chat, they won't. It won't show. Oh, well, yeah, we can just do it like that. Sorry. If you want to check out Rich's channel, just go to Luthman News. Here we go. There you go. Did that show up as a link to click on?
I don't know.
And you can also go. Hold on.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. You can't click on that. That
I don't know.
Click on right there. There's Mo. Mo's got it. Thank
Mo's
you, Mo.
got it.
Mo's on top of it. Mo rocks. Mo rocks. All right,
Good night,
guys.
Patty.
So thank you again. See you Tuesday at 10, and I hope you have a great start to your week. And we'll see you then.
Good night, everybody. Love you. God bless, and prayers up.
Yeah, and prayers out to Harley, who is having tests done right now, little Harley. So send your prayers her way with Michelle and the fam. And
hey, prayers up to Suzanne too.
Yep, and Suzanne as well. Absolutely. Send your prayers their way. Thank you very much, and have a great night, guys. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ta-ta for now.